do I owe the pleasure of having you in my office yet again? You don't know, really, we're gonna play that game? Alright, well, why don't we start at the beginning, and you can just tell me the events that have happened today. I'm sure we can find a reasonable conclusion on what took place today, yes? You don't want to say anything. Alright, give me a second here. I think I have something that will jog your memory. That's what I thought. Okay, so we both know that you are no stranger to my office, right? Yeah, I've been seeing you a little bit more frequently as well than what I would have liked. Actually, to be quite honest, I have probably seen you in my office more than anyone in this entire school. So, do you know what I have here? Yeah, this is the Black Book of Doom. I'll show you. So in here is all of the comments, concerns, and write-ups from your teachers. Literally all of these are for you alone. So let's take a look. We'll start at the beginning, and then I have the incident report from what happened today. Perhaps you will remember, and maybe I can get your side of the story before I get to that. But we will read these other ones first, because of course, from my understanding, what happened today is going to be, well, it's going to require a little bit of punishment. It's not going to just get swept under the rug, per se. So let's go ahead and read these. Student ID. Now, I'm just going to confirm with you. Is your student ID 437826? Yeah, okay. Yes, that is your ID. Thank you so much for confirming. Anyway, here's what we have. Let's start with the first one. Student continuously leaves class without permission or hall/bathroom pass multiple times weekly. Guess what teacher wrote this? You don't know? This one's from Mrs. Montgomery. Let's go to the next one. Student continues with bad attitude and name-calling towards myself and other students, including threats to quote-unquote knock us out. Have you been saying that, doing that? So everybody's just making this up and, you're just a victim here. Okay. Let's look at the next one. That was from Mr. Thompson, by the way. This is from Mrs. Shortbread. She says, students stated that the study guide was quote-unquote a waste of time and that they would not be completing it for homework. This is the second study guide student refuses to do. 1 week earlier, same issue. What do you have to say about that? Are you just not doing homework, or you're just not doing study guides? Okay, so if you say that the study guide is a waste of time, let me go ahead and pull up your grade and see what you got on that test. Since you're too good to do the study guide. A 63. Does that sound like a waste of time? Yeah, it sounds like you're wasting everybody else's time. Alright. So that's the third complaint. let's go ahead and look up your, so this is your evaluation from your teacher. This is your homeroom teacher, and this is giving scores from 0 to 5. So we're talking about taking direction, doing your work, occupying your time. So let's go ahead and see what your teacher has to say about you and your behaviors in class. Is learning to listen to directions more carefully? 0 out of 5. Is learning to share and listen? 0 out of 5. Is a good worker and an attentive listener? 0 out of 5. Has difficulty following directions? 5. Does this sound like you? You don't think so? Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to quality of work. Remember, 0 through 5. Handwork is beautifully done. You got a 1 out of 5 on that, so I guess your handwork is a little bit decent. Enjoys doing neat and careful work? 0 out of 5. Work is neatly and accurately done? 0 out of 5. Does colorful and interesting work? Surprisingly, you got a 5 out of this, so maybe you're a little bit creative and you're not interested in schoolwork. You're more interested in the arts, possibly. Well, I'm not going to hate on you for that. I believe in encouraging creativity. However, there is a time and a place for that, okay? Takes pride in work well done. 1 out of 5. Makes careless errors. 5 out of 5. Is disorganized. 5 out of 5. Needs to proofread work. 5 out of 5. So it sounds like you're handing in work, whether that be homework, classwork, that is subpar and probably not to your full ability whatsoever. Any reason for that? Boring. The work is boring. Okay. Fair enough. Couple more here. The work potential and effort. Has great potential and works towards achieving it. Well, you got a 5 for great potential, but 0 towards working towards achieving it. Is working to full capacity? 1. Is a steadfast, conscientious worker? 0. Is enthusiastic about work in general? 0. Seeks information? 0. Is hardworking student? 0. Is extremely conscientious? 0. So out of all of that, it makes me quite sad because I believe you have much greater potential than what you are showing. I'm not sure whether that be a lack of caring, a lack of support in your home environment. There's many, many, many factors that I'm sure contributes to this. And I am not wholeheartedly blaming just you, because I'm sure there are many contributing factors, as I have mentioned, but you are almost an adult now, so it is time that you take a little bit of responsibility for your actions. You can't just be triggered and go off on everyone. You can't just say, screw school, I'm not doing any of this stupid work, this waste of time work. Well, I get that you might not like it, and possibly it's because you prefer a different type of learning style. Do you like to color, draw, paint, anything creative like that? Apparently you do. Yeah? Okay. Let me take a couple of notes here, because what I want to do is figure out how we can provide a better environment for you, whether that be that you need more support, whether that be that you need possibly an aide to help you in some areas. Maybe you're just not understanding the work and it's coming out as anger and frustration. So what kind of things do you like to do? Just anything. Okay. Fair enough. So, do you feel the need to be drawing or doodling or doing something of that nature so that you're able to pay attention? Or do you feel like you just tune everything out? You're just doodling in the moment. You don't really care what's going on in class. Yeah, no, I'm just asking you so that I can do my best to figure out where I can help and how we can change up your learning so that you are actually excited and look forward to it and are more engaged, because right now it seems like you're kind of checked out. Okay. So, what I want to do, now that we've talked a little bit about that, why don't you go ahead and tell me what happened today? The events that transpired. Start from the beginning. How'd you feel when you woke up this morning? Just tell me what happened, because I have your incident report here, and though we will be reading it very thoroughly, I do just want to give you a chance to explain to me from your side of view and from your perspective a little bit about what transpired. Okay, so you want me to read that first and then you want to talk about it. Alright, fair enough. So here we go. This says, school fight incident report. Date occurred 1/14/2022. That is today. Student ID or ID numbers 437826. That is listed as the aggressor, which means you. And we have 829418 as the victim. Let me look who this is. Oh, okay. Okay. Here's the report. Aggressor allegedly hit victim in the face with dodgeball during gym class. After class, victim confronted aggressor about the cheap, quote-unquote, cheap shot to the face, where the aggressor became increasingly irritated and exchanged foul language and threats of beating them up prior to shoving the victim into the water fountain, breaking the unit off of the wall. And the witness signature, okay, yeah, teacher saw it. Okay, so it sounds like there is quite a mess to clean up from this incident. And money to be paid to fix it. Okay, well, let's start at the beginning then. If you have your side of the story to tell and that's allegedly not what happened, well, I'm all ears. You go ahead and tell me what happened then. Yeah, so it started in gym class, right? Okay. And? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you have to remember, this goes back to what I was mentioning earlier today, that even though people are saying things to us, we must keep somewhat of a composure. You can't just fly off the handles all the time. I get it. And if you're saying, you said it was an accident that you threw the dodgeball, I mean, really, it was an accident, or were you kind of careless with it? Like, just be truthful. You can just be real with me. Threw it on purpose. Okay, fair enough. I'm not saying that they did or did not deserve to be hit in the face with the dodgeball. I'm just merely trying to understand how the events continued after that. So keep going. I'm listening. Mm-hmm. So that's what he said to you after that? Okay. Okay. Alright, give me a second. I am putting down the notes from what you're telling me. That way I can reference them when we get in and talk to the other person involved. And mentioned about name calling prior to incident. Okay. So here is the dilemma, okay? You are continuously in trouble. We know that because not only are you in my office quite a little bit too much, but we have all of these reports from your teachers. I'm getting emails from your teachers. We've made calls home to your parents, and it seems like nothing's changing. So, of course, we then had the incident that happened today, which, let me look up the maintenance report for what that's gonna do and need to be fixed. Because you literally broke the unit off the wall. There's water spraying, or what? Okay, so you damaged school property, like at bare minimum. Not only did you, of course, get into a physical altercation with somebody else who could actually press charges on you because you did put your hands on them, but that's not for me to determine. I'm just taking care of my part as the principal and what I feel needs to happen. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is tough because I do feel for you. I care about you as a student and as a person, and I want you to do good and succeed in life. And this isn't the best path for you to be going down right now. Constantly getting in trouble, say you got expelled from school, say this fight was worse. Right now we're looking at suspension. I have to be completely honest with you, based on physical altercation, threats to teachers, of course not really of doing too much bodily harm to them, but saying you're gonna knock somebody out. Can't do that. And then, of course, damaging the school property. So I unfortunately feel as though I don't have any choice but to place you on a 2-week suspension starting today. Yeah, well, I don't know what else you want me to do because I get that you're upset. I get that. But we have more to deal with now because of what has happened. And again, usually, technically speaking, if I were to pull out the handbook, based off the incidents that have transpired over the past couple of days, and then specifically today, these are compounds that I could use to expel you for the rest of the year or from the school period. However, I believe in giving second, third, fourth, and fifth chances to students who maybe don't deserve them, but I have seen people turn around pretty quickly when they're just given a little bit of compassion. So here's what I'm gonna do. 2-week suspension starting today. We're going to have to call home, let them know. We will have your teachers gather whatever you're gonna need for the next 2 weeks, the work that you will need. That can be picked up on Monday, because today is going to be the weekend. So Monday, have your parent come in and pick that up, or whatever. Somebody who is authorized is going to have to come pick up that work. Let me put in this order from your teacher so that they know. Okay, 2-week suspension. Please submit all work to be completed from this time frame by Monday if possible. Please let me know. Okay, so your teachers will be sending in the work. You can have that picked up. What I would like to do while you are gone on your break is I would like to meet with your parents, guardians' parents, and I want to talk to them about how we can better help you learn and feel happier, more content, more joyous about being here at school. I know right now you're struggling a little bit, and that is being seen in your work, in your attitude, all of that. And I get it. Sometimes we go through phases in our life where maybe we don't have a good support system. There's some other personal issues going on. You're just not understanding. You know, there's many reasons why this could be happening, and I don't expect you to spill the beans and tell me everything. But what I do want to do is set up a plan for you for when you return to school, and I will be working on that. And basically what it will be is ways that we can implement easier ways for you to adapt and do the work. So I'm not sure what that will consist of yet, whether it just be a different learning style for you. Whatever we have to do, we'll figure it out. I want you to succeed. I want you to be happy. I want you to just feel good about being here, feel good about being at school. You don't have to be negative and too upset, you know? So we will have that set up. And I would recommend maybe 2 times a week, meeting with the guidance counselor for the first 2 weeks when you get back, and just make sure everything's kind of flowing smoothly. Would that be okay with you? I think I'm going to require it. Yeah? Okay. Good. Well, unfortunately, I do have to stamp this expulsion. Oh, I'm sorry, not expulsion. Suspension paper. Luckily, you only got away with that. I'm telling you, count your lucky stars, because anybody else would have been gone. Let me get my stamp to the right date. These are just saying that I went over these with you and that you understand the process of what's going on. Perfect. All right. So why don't you go get your things, get everything that you need from your locker. We're going to go ahead and call your parents to come get you and start your suspension, okay? All right. Go ahead.